This is a Talk2Jack Podcast with UnkuJack, exploring topics on heart, mind, soul, and the human experience. Let's talk. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Talk2Jack Podcast. I'm your host, UnkuJack, here to talk to you again. How's everyone doing today? So, today I'd like to talk to you about your goals, specifically the impact that your goals or your ambitions have on you as a person. More specifically, I want to explore whether your goals are playing a role in building you up into the person you want to be, into the person you desire to be, into the person that you have envisioned and focused on being, or are those goals tearing you down? There is a fine line between having a drive and a motivation and a don't quit attitude in the pursuit of your goals. You want to be something, you want to be someone, you want to get somewhere, you want to build something. But I think the more important question and the key factor here is not so much the thing that you want to do or what you want to achieve or where you want to be or where you want to end up. I think the more important factor here is why. And that is the difference. That is the thing that creates a difference between something that will build you up and something that will tear you down. Ambition is an amazing thing. It is something that we all could benefit and would benefit from having some of ambition. We should want to strive to be better than who we are. We should want to be growing. We should want to be developing. We should want to be better versions of ourselves. We want to be successful. We want to achieve. Maybe we want to be at the top of our game, captains of industry. We want to be the best parents ever. We want to be the best spouses ever, and boyfriends and girlfriends and best employees, and so on and so forth. But the motivations behind that drive will dictate whether or not that thing is healthy or unhealthy, and whether or not it's in our best interest or not. Thinking about it, I don't think that I could ever say that I considered myself an ambitious person. I've only, most of my life, ever sought comfort, sought a state of peace and well-being, a state where, my basic needs are met and maybe a little bit more. I've never wanted to be the richest man in the world or build the biggest business in the world. But along my journey, I found that sometimes I start to feel dissatisfied with where I am and what I have, and I want more. And when I trace that back, sometimes I discover that a lot of those yearnings that I have, the dissatisfaction I start to have with what I have and what I've achieved in that moment, a lot of times can be tied back directly to seeing someone else doing more, or seeing a colleague or a friend or someone I tutored or mentored or somebody who was a peer doing better, driving a nicer car, living in a nicer area, doing quote unquote bigger things. Maybe they're in the media more, or they're getting, millions of followers. And then you start to look at yourself and you ask yourself a question: am I doing something wrong? Am I being too apathetic to life? Am I not pushing myself enough? Am I not trying to grow enough? And then you start to become dissatisfied with what you have and where you are. And in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with that. But you see, the thing is, when your vision for yourself only exists because you've seen someone else's vision for themselves materializing, and you start to push yourself because of that, sometimes what you're doing is trying to walk another person's path and not your own. Once again, I'm going to say this, that ambition is important. Having ambition is important. Wanting to develop and wanting to grow is an important thing. It's an important fact of life. But if your why is simply because other people are doing it, other people are achieving more, I feel like I'm not doing enough because other people are doing more, I feel like I'm not where I need to be because other people are doing more, then you will rock your boat in steady, calm seas, and you will create turbulence, and you will create a situation where maybe you start to struggle and you start to sink, because you are not in the same place that those people are. You are not in the same state of mind, in the same state of existence. You are not on the same path as those people. And what happens very quickly is that you find yourself in a crisis, and that crisis could break you. So it's important to ask ourselves these questions about our motivations. Why do I want that house? Why do I want that car? Why do I feel like I need to install that sound system? Why do I think that I need to go on that vacation to that location? As a matter of fact, it's really funny because I see on social media, you'll find a lot of people posting vacation pictures and things of, their destinations. And very often, if you just ignore the faces, you will see the exact same poses. You'll see the poolside pose, and you'll see the leg pose, and then you'll see the, turning around and facing back pose, and you'll see the pose in the bathrobe and the pose in the bubble bath, and you'll see the pose, jumping up in the air with, and nothing wrong with those things in and of themselves, but you can clearly see a pattern of people replicating what they have seen in other people and trying to mimic that and trying to live that life and trying to live that path. And like I said, imitation, they say, is the best form of flattery. There is nothing wrong in and of itself with people wanting to imitate other people and wanting to aspire to be like some other people, as long as your why is your why and not because of someone else strictly. And if the people you're imitating are on the same path as you, if you can find positive comparisons between what they're doing and what you're planning to do, or what you had planned to do, or where you plan to go, then there's nothing wrong with taking that leap or taking that step. An example is, if you had planned to go on vacation, I need a vacation, I need a break, I need a rest, I want to go somewhere nice, and you just didn't know where to go. And then you see someone else post a wonderful vacation in the Maldives, and they have all these pictures of the blue ocean and the white sands. Beautiful place, by the way. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Maldives for my vacation. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That aligns with your initial plan, with your initial path, with your initial goal. Now, you still have to consider your pocket and whether or not you can afford it, and whether you'll have fun doing the exact same things, and a whole bunch of other factors to consider. But your why is aligned for the most part, and so there's nothing wrong with seeking or being ambitious about achieving that goal. So think about it. Are your ambitions, are your goals driving you towards success, towards growth? Are they pushing you further down your path of success and growth? Or are you destroying yourself, creating a situation where you'll end up frustrated because things are not working out the way you had hoped, simply because you were mimicking someone else and you were living someone else's vision for their lives, or simply because you were pushing yourself, rocking your own boat, trying to create a scenario that you've seen in someone else and something else or some other thing, creating dissatisfaction where there need not be one. Anyway, it's a simple thought. I thought I'd share that with you today. Ask yourself your whys all the time. Why do I do what I do? Why do I want to do what I do? Why is it important for me to do this? And if you can answer that why, most times you'll find it easier to make decisions that align you with where you need to be more consistently. And most importantly, you will feel more of a sense of satisfaction with where you are and the journey and your pace and your tempo in line with where you want to go. That's my thought for today. I hope you found that interesting. Stay safe, everyone. Have a great day. You can follow us on social media, UnkuJack on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can also check out our website at jackandi.com. That is JACKANDI.com. Stay safe, everyone. Send us a message if you can. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, be inspired. This has been the Talk2Jack Podcast with UnkuJack. Tune in next time for another episode.